Have you ever met someone who says, "I'll do it, but only if this happens," and then secretly make sure that it never happens? It sounds funny, right? But in law, that trick does not work. Good day, everyone. In this video presentation, I will be discussing the Article 1186 of the Civil Code of the Philippines. So sit back, relax, and hopefully you fully understand what Article 1186 is. Now, imagine this situation. A friend tells you, "I'll give you 5,000 if you win the singing contest." But on the day of the contest, that same friend hides the microphone so you cannot perform. Is that fair? Of course not. And this is exactly what Article 1186 prevents. So, Article 1186 states that the condition shall be deemed fulfilled when the obligor voluntarily prevents its fulfillment. In simple terms, when an obligation depends on a condition and the person who must perform the obligation intentionally stops the condition from happening, the law will treat the condition as if it actually happened. Under the Article 1186 of the Civil Code of the Philippines, if the debtor voluntarily prevents the fulfillment of a condition, the law considers the condition as fulfilled. As a result, the obligation is immediately becomes demandable. This is what we call constructive fulfillment of a condition. However, constructive fulfillment does not automatically apply in all cases. The Supreme Court in International Hotel Corporation versus Joaquin Jr. clarified that two requisites must be present. First, there must be an intent on the part of the debtor to prevent the fulfillment of the condition. This means the debtor must act deliberately or in bad faith. It is not enough that the condition simply did not happen. There must be a clear intention to stop it from happening. And then second, the debtor must actually prevent the fulfillment of the condition. There must be an act that truly caused the non-fulfillment if the condition failed because of external factors or circumstances beyond the debtor's control. Article 1186 will not apply. In short, both intention and actual prevention must exist. If these two elements are proven, the law will treat the condition as fulfilled and the obligation becomes enforceable. This rule ensures fairness and prevents a debtor from escaping liability through manipulation or bad faith. Now, when does the constructive fulfillment not applicable? When condition is not deemed fulfilled, if the debtor prevents its fulfillment in the exercise of a lawful right or for justifiable reasons. For example, Donato obliged himself to give a house and lot to Carmelo if Carmelo marries Teresa. Later, Donato tried to convince Carmelo not to marry Teresa because Donato found out that Teresa was the daughter of Carmelo's father by another woman. Here, the condition is not deemed fulfilled because the prevention of its fulfillment by the debtor is for a lawful purpose, like stopping the marriage between a brother and a sister from taking place, which is considered void. And here, lastly, I provided an example for you to fully understand what Article 1186 is. So let's read it. Example, imagine a landlord says, "I will sell you this land if the bank approves your loan." The buyer applies for the loan and meets all the requirements. However, the landlord secretly calls the bank and withdraws important documents needed for approval because he changed his mind and no longer wants to sell the property. Since the landlord voluntarily prevented the loan approval, which is the condition. The Article 1186 of the Civil Code of the Philippines applies. The law will treat the condition as fulfilled even if the bank did not formally approve it, because it was the obligor himself who stopped it from happening. Okay, so that's all for today's presentation. I hope you gained something and you learned knowledge. You fully understand what Article 1186 is. Remember, the principle behind this article is fairness and good faith. The law protects the other party from manipulation. No one is allowed to escape responsibility by creating their own excuse. In conclusion, Article 1186 reminds us that the law values honesty. If you try to block the condition just to avoid your obligation, the law will step in and say, "Nice try, but the condition is considered fulfilled." Thank you everyone and have a great day ahead. God bless.